Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Today's Monday, June 15th, and I am back from a couple days off. And this is a QOL Trading market pre-market analysis for today. Some good stuff over the weekend. I don't know if the deal's necessarily signed yet, but a lot closer than we were last week, and the markets are responding to that. So we'll see. How the markets handle everything with that deal, combined with see what kind of move we have in SpaceX today. That seems to be the main draw there. I did notice cryptos are up today, which is good. They've been hopefully we'll get out of this crypto winter that we've been having over the last several months, but it's always healthy for the market. So the markets are spiked right now. Let's get into the economic data. By the way, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and like this video. Let's see what we have today. I don't see anything on the dockets for today. I think everything is just going to be focused on, honestly, I think it's going to be like Israel, as long as Israel and Lebanon stop fighting right now while these peace deals are going on. I'm sure Trump's not happy with any kind of trading of warfare that's going on out there right now. So let's see what we got for the rest of the week. Let's just go over things. I don't see anything on earnings side. So let's see. Building permits, housing starts. That may be a little interesting movement there. I'm surprised that that's yellow right now because I think that's kind of impacting things still. Core retail sales month over month on Wednesday. And Trump is speaking on Wednesday as well at 8:30 in the morning when the market opens. That should be interesting. And then you've got Kevin Warsh speaking on Wednesday. So that's going to be the big day. I think everybody's waiting to see him, for him to break through the wall on his first day of speaking and how he is going to give any kind of body language towards the markets. So I think it's going to be a different take on things than what we've been used to with Powell. Powell was big on giving some forward vision, and I think Warsh is going to be kind of like Greenspan, kind of keeping his cards close to his vest. So I think there's going to be a lot more volatility with Warsh and the Fed chair going forward. There was always volatile moves when he spoke, and quite frankly, plenty of volatile moves with Powell as well. Powell, the majority of the times that Powell spoke, the market kind of flushed off. So after Wednesday, I think things may simmer down a little bit. You've got some Philly manufacturing and unemployment claims on Thursday. Friday, there is Friday is a bank holiday, so we have a 3-day weekend coming up, which should be good. So let's get into things. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like this video. So today we're on September contracts right now, so make sure you switch. If you don't switch to your September contracts, which is U, September stands for, the U stands for September, you're going to be off a little bit, right? So you can see right here, it's there is a gap up, but it's a bigger gap up if you don't switch. Let me go back and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like you can see right here, 70, where the market closed right there, 74.99. I don't know if it's going to be that much of a difference there, but yeah, a little bit here. So 74.34, so it's about $60 off. So you got to switch that contract right there, otherwise things are going to look really, big gap, right? It is a gap, but nonetheless, it's a typical gap that we have here. All-time highs up there at 76.93.75 on the September contracts here. I would think 7,600 is going to be a big level. You're going to want to pop through that in order to continue to go up. We are above the 20-day moving average. It's 75.42.09. There's a nice gap up here. This will probably, this will fill. It's really, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. 74.98.27 gap up. I can mark that for us too. So we'll have that. Okay, so that's done. I'm not even going to fill this rectangle out, so just be prepared to this level. Decent level right there. And actually, now that we're looking at this, we're looking at a 15-minute chart right now. I've got some open pointed controls that I'm going to start drawing on here for September here. This is a good one from, looks like Thursday, so we're going to mark this open pointed control. For those of you that are new and don't know what a point of control is, it's where the majority of the contracts are traded during the day. It's where the heavy volume is. And I've been studying this point of control for quite some time right now. And what, you know, so this is a script that I have on my charts automatically. So I've got all my tools up top here. I can just easily flip back and forth. I can put, you know, Fibonacci levels up here. I can put Camarilla levels. And these are all my scripts that I've, not that I've necessarily built, but gone out, researched, and adjusted them to what, you know, to my liking here. So like, for example, you can see right here on, I think this was Tuesday maybe, here was a point of control that was created, right? So I would have, if I was, if I was doing the market analysis on Thursday and Friday, I would have put this point of control level right here, and then you usually get some reaction when it gets there. So if I plotted this right now, I would have plotted this in pre-market, right? I would have shown a point of control right in there, and then you could see that it comes back and it hits that level, and then it becomes resistance, right? And then if you get through it, then typically I'll use those levels as support. So they come back, and I've very rarely seen them not hit. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Nice to see you. So, but it's not. Yeah. We're for the trading room right now. There's a fee, so send me a DM. I'll go over that with you. But yeah, we've been charging a monthly fee now for the trading room. I was telling you for a while that was going to happen. So, but we'll get to that in a minute. So, anyways, getting back to the point of controls. The point of controls, then it will come back and hit that level once. So like if it does not, so right here, here's a point of control. So I'm going to have this mark. I'm going to leave it on my charts here. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to hit today. However, if the markets do start trending in that direction, that's where I use that as a level of support or resistance. So you can see right here, here was your point of control that I had here from June 9th. And then you could see here on Friday, it hit that level. It came up at that level, and you could see it gave you some resistance right there for the end of the day, right? And so the same thing for today. The reason why here's the level right here, this is not a point of control level right now because the market closed, and then after the market here, it came back down and touched that level. So that's not an open point of control level. However, that is a gap up level, right? So I'm going to leave that up there for a gap up level right now. So we are approaching, uncharted territory again here. This 7,600 is going to be a level. You're going to want to get through that today. If you can get a good push and pop above that and hold there, then I think that 7,600 level will be good support level. Down here though, I like this 20-day moving average. It's 75. It's going to be 75.42 and change this morning. And then if you lose that, you come down here and you fill this gap. But then also watch this under this 74.58, 74.98 level. There's kind of a little bit of a speed zone here. If you do lose this level right here, I would say 74.27.44, and then you come back down here, and then you got the 50-day moving average 73.46 and 73.63 respectively, which would be a nice support level there, right? So let's get into the SPY. Let's see the SPY here. SPY is the same thing. I was off a couple days, so I did not update my charts. So you could see here, this is not a point of control level that I would mark right here because the market came back and hit that level, right? So that level is open. Let's see if we got anything else since I was not here today or the last couple days. We do have a little bit of a gap up. God bless you. And let's see here. I do like, this 741.75 could be a good level of support here if we pull back down here. Nice little break and retest. This 20-day moving average here is 745.07, which would be a good level. You do have all-time highs at 754, and then 749.53 is a pretty decent level for holding. It's a previous all-time high from May 14th. On the upside above that, you do have a point of control at 759.49, and then that is actually this 754 is not the all-time high. So if I've got that, let me just look at something here. Redo this. Yeah, that was a previous all-time high. So I still am going to keep that level up there. I just got to change this label on this thing. We're going to go previous. Okay. All right, that's set here. So you got your all-time high set up here at 760. I don't know where I'm getting that thing here. Move that. 760.40 is your all-time high. So I would like to potentially move into that area, and then without, before you get a little resistance up there. But this point of control is open here from June 1st, 759.49. So if you do pop into that level there, I would say you're definitely going to get some resistance up in that area as well. Support here, 745.07, 20-day moving average. You got previous day close, 741.75. And then down here, I'm going to say that if you lose 734.81, got a nice little speed zone of fill. It'll come down back to the May 1st high of 724.87, and it's kind of just above the 50-day moving average as well. So let's get into the NASDAQ again. Make sure you switch your month. It's now September, right? So it's got to be NQU26, and that's for the Thinkorswim platform if that's what you're using here. Same thing. We have a gap up here. I don't see any open point of controls. This point of control was hit in here. I do see a point of control here. Same thing as from the ES. So this is from June 11th. So this is from Thursday. So we'll mark this open point of control from June 11th. And same concept. Market comes back down to that level. Nice little support area right there, right? I would say 30,500 will be a decent level if you get some support down there. And then you'll have this gap here at this gap up at 30,010 and 26 cents. So you watch that gap up right there. On the upside right here, I don't have anything there. It's kind of uncharted territory for us right now. Let's see if we can get something. Oh, actually, you know why I don't have anything there? Because these are September charts. I have to put my levels in here. So all-time high is 31,100 here. So we'll mark that. And then it's a weekly. Let's go. Let's get on to a daily. So what the dailies look like here. Let's try to clean this up. So that's a decent level right here. You're going to have this gap up here. This will probably fill, and then you'll probably get some. You get some really good resistance off of this level right here. So 30,914. So it's about 400 points higher. I'm going to mark that actually because I like that level here. So it's from June 5th. Okay, and I mark all my highs with the red. I mark my lows with the green. So it tells me if I'm actually trading, if I'm trading in these zones here. It tells me, okay, well, there could be some action here, some resistance here. So this would be a nice break and retest right here. This level that's probably quite a bit down, quite a bit lower. Let me mark this as red. Yeah, 30,049. Yeah, so 500 points lower. So that would be a pretty decent pullback. But you can see we're all trending up, all based on the news. That combined with SpaceX. But the biggest hurdle that we're going to have, like I said earlier, is Fed speak on Wednesday. Kevin Warsh, people are they don't know what to expect out of him. And so that, I think, you're going to get some volatility there, no doubt in my mind, right? Anyways, look at these levels. Put them on your charts right here. 20-day moving average, 30,010. Decent support right there, and it's right just above this gap up. And from the close here that we had, call it 29,974.62. You wouldn't have recognized that close from Friday because we were still on March contracts here. So anyways, let's get over to the Qs. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like this video. Qs, we have some decent levels here. And let me see if this is a point of control level here. Yep. So we still have this point of control open from May 21st. It's 710.03. I like that, along with this gap up. So I'm looking at these levels to give us a little resistance today. The 737 should, if you can pop above that, then you can keep pushing into the 742.14, which is an open point of control from June 4th. And then you've got all-time highs of 745.65. Below 735.25, you're going to fail down to 729.41. Below 729.41, you pull back into the 725.44 level. Let me get rid of this one right here. Boom. And that's I like these. You know, when you have those big gap ups, they tend to fill pretty quickly. So watch your getting too bullish this morning, right? Make sure that you have your stop losses in there. So, anyways, let's get into Tesla again. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and like this video. So let's go here. So I've been away from my computer for a couple days here, so I got to see what's been going on here. So I drew this gap up this morning here. So got a gap up 406.10. And then we do not have an open point of control here. It got pretty wicky here on the close on Friday. So that point of control is closed. However, we do have a point of control. Will I give it as a point of control? We do. So we do have an open point of control now down here at, and this must be from Thursday as well. Yeah, this is from Thursday. We did not fill that, so I'm going to mark that. So like I said, these point of controls, they don't necessarily come back and fill that same day, but I leave them on the charts for when the market starts trending towards that direction. And then that's a level that we would use it. You know, if you pop above it, you use that level of support. And then if the point of control is above you, you can use it as a level of resistance. So if we go to our point of control boards here, so we've got, you can see right here, we've got an open point of control at 424.39. And then we've got some more point of controls down below us. We still have this open point of control way down here at 334.07. We thought we were going to hit that earlier this year. It got down to 337. So that point of control is still open. However, we still have these open point of controls above us. 444.31, 455.12, and then the last one at 478.39. So those levels will be there, and I use those levels if I'm in the market trading Tesla. I would use those levels as resistance as we pop up there, right? So now you have to be prepared on the downside here. If the market pulls back, I would use these levels as support. So getting back into the trading chart here, and our trading chart levels here, this gap up here, this, you know, we still have 40 minutes till the market opens. With Tesla, with the way Tesla trades, you know, it can move $20, $30 in a day in a heartbeat. This gap fill could fill before the market even opens. So watch your levels right here. You may get some flush and to get some support, but pretty wild day on Friday. I wasn't in the market trading, of course, but really crazy morning here. Let's take a look at our indicator, which has been performing fantastic. So where are we here? Let's go. There we go. So here's the 15-minute chart. You know, you get these firing on these indicators on the 1 minute, the 2 minute, the 5 minute, and the 15-minute chart, and it's giving signals. So I've got this now not only on Thinkorswim, I've been working with TradingView, and TradingView levels have been working pretty well too. And I think that's where we're going to end up marketing things, is with the TradingView. But we can go over this really quickly right here. So let me just bring TradingView in here. So on the TradingView levels here, you have a, let me get this here. This is a 1 minute chart. So here's a 1 minute chart on TradingView from Friday. And where are you? So here's your gap up. So here's your chart from Friday, and it's giving you signals. Let me just make this bigger and make it easier for everybody here. Okay, there we go. So here's your 1 minute chart. It's giving you signals. It's giving you the same thing, your opening range breakout here on the 1 minute chart. And then it's giving you a signal to enter your trade. And then it tells you when to exit your trade. So it's giving you that same yellow square telling you when to exit a trade and then when to enter a trade here. So right here, it gave you an early short and you still stayed in this short. And right here on this box right here, it's telling you, it's giving you the range of whatever time chart you're on. You can see right here, it says the 1 minute. It says $441 or $400 and change, and the 396 was the low. So it's giving you that, and then it's giving you the mid range down here, right? So you can see all these levels are plotted right here, but if you want the numbers, they're right here to the right. And then it gives you the range of the opening range, $3.83. So now if you can see, if I change this and I change it to a 2 minute, this is going to change. So the opening day range was $4.19, okay? And then it gives you a range quality. We're still working out those levels here. The higher the quality, higher the number, the better the quality of the trade. And then it's telling you down here what the trend is. Long bias, then it's telling you state, no active trade. So if it ignites an alert for you and it tells you, and let's say you walk away from the computer for a minute, you come back here and you can come back and look at the chart right here. And if it says in a trade right now, it's telling you that it activated a signal, whether it's short or long, and it's in the trade. You would figure out what your bias is. It tells you long bias, and then it would tell you if you're in a trade. And then it also tells you right here in session or out of session, right? And then it tells you the time frame, and then it tells you the filter, the filters that we're using here, right? And so right here, this is the 2-minute chart, and you can see we'll show you the 5-minute chart. And as you go to longer charts, it goes up to the 15-minute chart. You have less signals, right? So if you're somebody that doesn't want a lot of stress and you want to have less emotion and things, you could go to a longer time frame, and you can see you're going to have less signals, right? But the win rate is going to go down a little bit the longer time chart you go. However, your take profit is going to increase. So I think based on the 1-minute chart, it's hitting your price targets. When the market flushes, here's your first price target here on the downside. It's hitting it anywhere from 93 to 96% of the days. So once it gives you your signal and you can identify where your price at, how to read price action, it will hit your signals 93 to 96% of the time on a 1-minute chart. 2-minute chart, it's in the low 90 percentile. Okay, so and it's giving you the alerts to get in, get out of the trades. Now mind you, this is for educational purposes. This is not telling you, hey, take this trade, get out of the trade. You can use it that way. However, you need to do your own homework. So the reason why I created this is to try to take a lot of discretion out of the marketplace as much as possible. So I've taken, how do I do that? It tells me when to get into the trade. And then I have to use my own reasoning, whether I want to be in this trade or not. A signal that generates in the morning is different than a signal that generates later on in the afternoon. And that's what you're going to have to look at, right? And that's what you're going to have to compare. So that's on the trading view. I still use the Thinkorswim mainly. However, I've got them running side by side, and the signals are firing off at the same time, right? So right here, we're looking at a 15-minute chart. If we go to a 1-minute chart from Friday, let me get back here. 1-minute chart for Friday, you can see that I think we hit both levels on Friday. So here's Friday. Here's your big opening range on Friday. Looking at a 1-minute range right here, you hit your first price target at, looks like 8:37. 7 minutes after the market opened, you had a $400 high, and you got $4 out of that move. Big move, big money being made last Friday, and I wasn't there trading, so I missed that, but it's okay. And then you could see after that hit, it gave you that yellow square, tells you to exit the trade right here. And these are firing. They're firing as the market's moving. So while this candle is being built, this yellow square starts to flicker. It doesn't stay permanent until it actually gives you that signal, right? So right here, this yellow square told you to exit this trade right here, and then you got a signal to get into a short. So you got into this short right here, got into a short. It did tell you to exit. So you got into a short at about 8:43. It told you to exit this short at 9:10, right? But then it told you to get into another one. So you got into another short here, and it did not give you that exit signal. And then it gave you more signals to get into a trade right here. And then you could see down here, you hit your first price target on the downside at 392. So you could have gotten another $4 on the downside. And then you could see right here at 952, it gave you that yellow square. I call it the yellow square of death, meaning whatever direction the trade is going, it then tells you, hey, you better exit this trade and then move higher. And then you could see if you got into this trade right here, you would have told you right here to get out of the trade, right? It would have told you to exit your call, and then it tells you, and then it starts going later on in the day to you can get another entry, right? Here it was giving you a sell, and then right here it told you your sell signal was wrong again, exit the put, right? So all kinds of signals that are firing out there, we go over it in the trading room. And so if you want to come and see the live trading, we do live trading from 9:30 a.m. To 11 a.m. Eastern time. And if you go down to the link, you can click on the link right here and you can join here. You get 1 day free trial. And then after that, it's $40 a month. And then you get access. And then also, we will be offering a package once we finalize the coding side of things with TradingView. I think is going to be going to be the source that we use. You'll have access to this trading indicator, and that'll be all inclusive with the trading room access as well as the live trading, right? So lastly, before we get into what stocks I'm going to trade for today, or what strike price I'm going to trade for today, you can apply this code. You can apply this indicator on any of the Mag 7 stocks, any of the EFTs. I've now built it to apply it to cryptos and the broader markets as well. So we're still in beta run, but we're going to be done with the beta run pretty quickly here. But if we go over everything, we already did Tesla. These are all 1-minute charts, all based on the Mag 7 right now. So if we go back and we look at Friday, here is NVIDIA on Friday. And you could see right here, this blue line here represents the call side. So that's the first price target. Your dotted line here, the dotted line is your second price target. On the downside here, your purple is your first price target. Solid purple is your first price target. Your dotted line here is your second price target right here, and the same thing. You can see the signals here. So this is NVIDIA. If you take your trade based on this with NVIDIA, I don't trade NVIDIA options or anything. 841, your day is done, right? If you're just going for one price target, that's it. So NVIDIA hit. Now let's look at Apple. See, some of these ranges are small, but they're still hitting their price targets based on the strategy here. So if we look at Apple, boom. Apple hit its first price target here at 840. So 10 minutes after the market opened, you had that break and you were done with your day at 10 minutes after the market opened. Let's take a look at Meta. Meta, what did Meta do for us here? So Meta, same thing. So Meta had your break in the opening day range at 571. Then you hit your first price target down here at 567. Got yourself $4. If you're trading options, big dollars here. But you can see it's giving you your signals, right? It's giving you your yellow square to get out of that trade. Now let's get over to Google. Some of these, they all perform in the 90 percentile, by the way. So here's Google right now. Google hit your first price target once you got that break of 358. It came down, got you $2 on the downside at, what time was that? Again, 10 minutes after the market opened, 8:40. All right, and I'm going on Central Time, for those of you who are wondering. And so now here we are, Amazon. Same thing on Amazon. 239, hit your first price target on the downside, 234. Could have gotten $5 out of that by 8:45. It's 15 minutes after the market opened. And the last one, Microsoft. And let's see, Microsoft, same thing. Microsoft hit as well. You broke your range, 387.08 right here. And then by 8:34, 4 minutes after the market open, you hit your price target. Your day is done. Enjoy your weekend, right? So now let's get into what we are going to do for today for trading. We're going to start out, and we are still only trading Tesla options right now. One thing that I put on the title for today's trade is SpaceX is going to have options starting tomorrow. So I'm going to be looking at that pretty hard, and I'm not going to start trading it right away, but I'm going to see what kind of volume is in there, how the spreads, how it moves. Because SpaceX is connected with Musk, and so if you can get that kind of excitement with somebody, you're going to get a lot of action here. So as far as today, what's going to happen today? I'm going to start with today's expiration date. We have 3 expiration dates for the week: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I'm going to start with today's expiration date, and I'm going to use 415 calls for the upside. You can see the market right now is trading at 412. So these are out of the money calls, right? And so it closed at 345. And the market is up, so I expect these to open up probably closer to $5 because the market's higher than where we closed. We closed down here at 406, right? So it's about $6 higher. So when it moves up, you can figure for every dollar, it's going to move up 35 to 40 cents on the premium here. So I'm figuring probably closer to $5, maybe in the mid fives on that. And then on the put side, I'm going to start with the 410 puts, and you can see where they closed here on Friday at 855. But same thing on the reverse side, because we are higher now, that this premium price will open up lower. And because we're about $6 higher, I figure this will probably open up in the fives as well. So these are out of the money puts. Why are they out of the money? Because they're 410. And in order for them to be in the money, the price of the equity needed to be lower than this price, right? Because if you buy puts, you're betting the market's going to go down. If you're buying calls, you're betting the market is going up, right? And I hate to use the word betting because to me, I think that this is all You know, it's all about probabilities, right? But that is the terminology, unfortunately. So anyway, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to start out. By the way, when you're trading same day expiration, lower your lot size. Don't, you know, you don't have to have these, you know, huge lot sizes, but because you're going to get huge volatility, especially on the open. There's no reason in the world to be hitting the mouse button until the market starts to settle out, because the wicks that you're going to get, I mean, like if we just go back here, up here is a 1 minute chart. If we just go back here and we look at the open from Friday, you can just see that there is no direction on that, right? So let me clean this up so you can see better. So, you know, here is your opening on Friday right here, right? So you had what was it, a $4 range there? Yeah, you had about a $4 range here. Well, the market opened up based on this wick. The market opened up pushing down hard. So people could have been like, oh my God, the market's going to sell off, right? And then it rallies up. But then look at this next candle. Same thing. Now you think, oh my God, they got the longs caught, and boom, sell off. And now here's the third candle, right? So boom, look at this volatility here. Within the first 3 minutes of the day, you had a 396, you had a $6 range within the first 3 minutes of the day, right? Big range, right? And then things don't start settling off. This is how they start settling off, right in here, when you start to get some consistency on that, right? So usually about 10 minutes after the market opens, things will start to settle down, and then it'll find its direction, right? So like I said, no reason in the world to be clicking the mouse button right away. Watch your gap up here, 406. I wouldn't be surprised if that fills today at some point. Maybe you get a little pop in the morning, and then a little pop and fade into some of these areas here. You know, maybe that 414.5 level. We've been talking about that level for the longest time. It was a previous high from November 2021, right? So watch that level for some potential resistance, okay? So anyways, that's going to be it. Again, before you leave, hit that thumbs up button, like this video, hit that bell over there for future notifications on other videos. And if I don't see you in the trade room, I will see you tomorrow morning. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.